So I wanted to talk about doing surveillance operations. I'm sorry I left my mic. I rushed out because I had a case to jump on real quick. So I'm gonna try to speak clearly so you can hear me. So it's important to make sure that when you leave out for your surveillance case that you grab all your essentials. I have a bag. Everything just stays in the bag. That would be my iPad, some water, binoculars, of course. I mean, nowadays we're using our phones for video. Those are my essentials right there. I mean, of course, the case depends on what else is going to go in that bag, but that's my basic kit right there. So we do have our binoculars. I have my iPad, glasses. Some might say a shirt to change into in case you have to expose yourself. You may want to change your appearance slightly. And then, make sure you have whatever you need to eat wise so you can get out the vehicle as much as possible. So yes, today we are doing a vehicle surveillance on a residence. I'm in the vehicle. The residence is over there. So I'm sitting, all my perspectives are going to be from if you're at the front door of the house looking out. So if you're at the front door looking out, I'm sitting to the right of the residence up the street where I can see the front door clearly but not be seen clearly. So my objective here is to find my subject and confirm that she's in this address. So that's what we're gonna do today, hopefully. You could have different objectives. You could it could be get a picture. It could be confirm the address. It could be confirm the vehicle, get a vehicle plate. It could be apprehension. It's several different reasons why you would be doing surveillance. But the number one reason for surveillance is more information. You need more information than the information that you already have or were given. So in this case, I want to confirm the address and confirm the identity. Hopefully, she'll stick her head out or she'll walk out. It's a nice day. A lot of people out raking leaves and walking dogs and just going for a walk themselves. I'm in a pretty decent neighborhood. So it's not a lot of negative things going on out in the neighborhoods. Pretty calm neighborhood. People doing lawn work and, like I said, walking their dog, jogging. So my second objective is to conduct this surveillance without being noticed. I don't mind being seen, but I don't want to be noticed. I may have to expose myself, knock on the door, talk to neighbors, but I want to do that as inconspicuously as possible. Hence, the reason I say we may need to change your shirt. The other thing I wanted to say is if while I'm talking, because I'm actively on the surveillance right now. This is not a mock surveillance. I'm not doing this for YouTube. I'm not doing this just for content. I'm doing this because I'm doing this right now. So if you see me look around or pause or you hear somebody blowing leaves, because I'm actually out in the community actively running a surveillance case right now. Again, trying to gain more information. If anybody have any any issues with anything I said, any questions, please leave a comment. Like and subscribe. I'm open. You can send me an email. You can leave a comment. I'll answer questions if it's something that some content you want me to go over. I've done a lot of things. Firearms instructor, security, investigations, military, all facets, all avenues of security, executive protection, physical security, contract security, loss prevention, covert ops. I do more of the covert side of security. Plain clothes. I've done the other stuff, the suits and the ties, the Monday through Fridays, meeting with clients and contracts. I've done that too. So while on the investigation, the things that you want to note the types of vehicles and tag numbers of vehicles that arrive and depart the residence. If you're looking for a female, you want to note the description of any females that are leaving the residence or arriving to the residence, and take special notes of how they got there. Did they approach the residence from the east and enter to the back door? Or did they approach from the west and enter the residence through the front door? Did they use a key? Did they knock on the door? Things that you don't want to note is things that don't pertain to the address at all or your subject, i.e. a female approached the residence from the west, continued her path in front of the residence, and exited the front of the address through the east, basically stating that they walked up the sidewalk and never stopped in the house. That doesn't pertain to the house. That doesn't pertain to your subject. We don't need to note that. Now, if they stopped up there, knocked on the door, gave somebody an apple pie, you might want to note that, or delivered a package and then walked off. They're no longer pertaining to your subject or your case at that moment. There's a such thing as over documenting. You don't wanna document that 2 squirrels ran across the grass in front of residence. There's no need for that. Also, we're gonna try to be as still as possible. We're gonna have I don't have the radio on. I mean, I could probably have it on low, where I could see it, hear it. But this residence the front door is open. I'm gonna keep it off for now, so that we can try to bring as less attention to ourselves as possible. I'm not gonna move around a lot because they may realize that there's somebody sitting in this vehicle in front of their house. So we're gonna be still as possible, be as quiet as possible. It's like fishing. You want to be noisy and scare off the fish. You don't have loud music going to scare off the fish. Same concept. Surveillance is a lot like fishing. It's a lot of boredom, mundaneness, just sitting here watching the time pass until that one moment that she sticks her head out or comes out and check the mail or get in the car and leave or arrive to the residence. Maybe she'll arrive to the residence. We don't know that she's actually in there. She may arrive to the residence, but you want to be alert and ready to go, ready to look. It's going to be boredom. You're going to be bored. You're going to get tired of sitting here in one spot. You don't want to read a book because that takes your attention away from the residence. You want to be alert. You want to be paying attention to what's going on around you. You want to make sure that Nobody's walking up on the vehicle trying to look in. I don't think we'll have that issue here, though. You may ask yourself, what makes me qualified to tell someone how to do any kind of surveillance? Well, I was a private investigator for 7 years. I was in the security industry for 15 years, prior military. I've done a lot of surveillances, all different types: mobile surveillance, stationary surveillance, commercial surveillance, several different kind of covert operations, and all facets of my career. I've had people ask me, do a YouTube video on how to do surveillance, how to conduct surveillance, host a class. Well, so I decided to make this video. I actually had a surveillance pop up. I was called to come work this case, get some more intel. I said, all right, let's start. This is content. Let's get it done. So I'm gonna try to give you the basics. This is basics. This is an easy one. You know, like I said, we're in a residence. We're not in a commercial. I probably won't have to talk to neighbors. I probably won't have to pretext the residents. You know, that's usually for insurance fraud or cheating spouses. We're not doing either one of those cases. Not today, anyway. Another important piece of information is you have to have the right equipment in your bag as well as in your vehicle or your vehicle itself. That's a very important piece of equipment you have. You should have tinted windows. We have tinted windows all the way around today. We don't have any custom paint on here, anything like that, like it would stick out. This is just a normal plain colored vehicle. It's not too loud or too gaudy, anything like that. And yes, today we're gonna hide behind the tent. We got tent on the windshield. We got tent all the way around. Today we hide on the tent. Also, another thing you don't want to do, and I know you're gonna get bored. I know you're gonna get bored. I'm bored now. Right now, I'm bored. You don't want to smoke. Everybody smells smoke. Everybody knows cigarette smoke. You're gonna see the smoke coming out the car or filling up in the car. Either way, you know, I'm sure you'll crack the windows to vent anyway, just to vent some air here anyway. I wouldn't do it. If you can help it, don't do it. I mean, cigarettes. I mean, don't smoke anything, but definitely, you know, not nothing else other than cigarettes. But please, that is a dead giveaway. And the people on the outside that see the smoke, they don't know what you're smoking. From just looking at it, they could call the police and bring attention to yourself. Again, you can be seen but not noticed. That's noticeable, very noticeable. So let's not do that. Remember, one of the key rules is not to be seen, not to be noticed. You can't always help not to be seen. You can be seen and not noticed, and that's okay. But the more you seen, the quicker you'll get noticed. If you've been doing this some time, or if you've done this at all, you probably know what I mean. But if you haven't done this at all, it probably sounds pretty confusing, but trust me, how many times you walk down the street and you've seen somebody walk up the street? You've seen them. But if somebody said, hey, did you notice that guy that walked up the street? I said, I saw somebody. But you don't know what they had on, what color they were, how tall they were, anything like that. So you can be seen and not noticed. That's today's tip of the day. It's also important to have pen and paper, a notepad, a notebook, just something that you could jot down notes with. I mean, yes, you could use your phone, jot down notes that way as well, or your iPad. I work better with pen and paper. I could jot it down real quick. If I need to write down a license plate number, if I need to write down a car color, or a description of somebody that walked out the house, or anything like that. Package was delivered, whatever the case is. Always good to have a notepad and a pen available to you. We definitely have that there as well. When you arrive on your location to start your surveillance, you want to call into your local police department and let them know that you are conducting surveillance, what company you're working for, what street you're at, what address you're near, what kind of vehicle you're driving, approximately how long you will be there, and if you may or may not need assistance with the police, from the police on your case. Those are all things that you would relay to the dispatch or the front desk when you call into to your local police department, to let them know that you are conducting an investigation in the area. So that another reason is so that a nosy neighbor don't say there's a suspicious vehicle sitting on my street or in front of my house. Please send a unit. Again, you've been seen. The police come up. Now you've been noticed. So if you call in ahead of time, let them know that you'll be working in the area and you'll be driving such and such vehicle. You'll be here for X amount of time. Shouldn't have an issue. Well, we're still here. No action, no movement, no activity was noted at the residence. So that would be my note, my notes right now. My entry in right now. I would use the time. The current time is 2:17. And I would note that no activity took place at the house. Nobody coming to the house. Nobody exiting the house. And surveillance was maintained. That's really all you have to say in this situation right now. Okay, somebody just rode by. But yeah, we're gonna put in another 45 minutes. Then we go ahead and call it for the day. I think today we put in about, I guess it was about 8 hours maybe. So no activity from within. So we'll go ahead and call it in about another, like I said, another 45 minutes. Notate that down. If nothing happens between now and then we'll try again another day. It'd be like that sometimes. It's okay.